Okay, today's video is about trusting your body. I want you to ask yourself, what are you doing every day to teach your body that it can be trusted, that you trust it? What are you not doing that's teaching your body that you don't trust it? So in recovery, yes, we talk a lot about how you've got to overcome your fear of weight gain. But a large part of that is trusting that your body actually wants you to thrive. Trusting that eventually, definitely not in recovery, you're not going to feel like you have reliable or normal hunger or fullness cues at all. But trusting that as you go through the stages of recovery, particularly that extreme mental and physical hunger, that eventually, and for everybody that's going to be a different time, but eventually you're going to get to a place where your body actually is registering that food is in there, and it's also sending you signals that it's full and satisfied. Now, in order to be able to do that, there's a few things that have to happen. You got to get out of your body's way, right? You need to allow your body to tell you when it wants to eat, and you have to respond to it. And that would be primarily that mental hunger that is the most reliable source of hunger when you're in recovery, because your physical hunger cues are so skewed and so off and wonky and all over the place. And if you're trying to recover just listening to your physical hunger, it's not going to happen. So you've got to listen to that mental hunger. You got to get to a place where all food is, it invokes the same neutral or kind of same reaction. So what I mean by that is if you eat a donut versus if you eat an apple, are you getting more anxiety from the donut than you are the apple? And if you are, then there's still more work to be done. You've got to keep challenging those foods that scare you, that cause that anxiety and guilt afterwards. Obviously, I know that a donut and an apple are not made up of the same, substance. Like, it's a very different food. I understand that. And it's going to do and digest differently in your body. But you should be able to eat both of those things and just sort of have a neutral reaction to both. And once you get to that point and you have that neutral response, that's when you're allowed to, or I guess able to, then choose foods off of preference. But if you're not to that point yet, you need to always choose the more challenging thing, because that thing's never going to become less scary until you've challenged it over and over and over again, and it's become neutral. So that would be another thing. And so as you're going throughout your recovery, you're constantly asking yourself, and I want you to do this throughout the day, how am I proving to my body that I trust it today? Think about it. What are you doing that's allowing your body to not feel like you trust it? So that would be ignoring mental hunger. That would be pushing meals back. That would be limiting the amounts of food that you're eating. That would be eating the same foods every day. That would be choosing safe foods. That would be going on that walk because you're terrified to stay still. All of those eating disorder behaviors are not going to help your brain to settle down, and it's not going to allow your body to do what it needs to do to heal. So my message to you today is really honestly understand that in order to fully recover, you have to get to a point where you get out of your body's way, you stop trying to control it, and you surrender. You just back off and say, you know what? This seems really out of control, and this seems really crazy, and I don't know what's going on, and nothing makes sense. Sometimes I'm starving, sometimes I'm physically full, my brain's still going. Sometimes I feel okay, other times I feel absolutely miserable. And recovery every single day is going to feel so different. But if you just kind of keep the long-term goal in mind, and you keep the big picture, and you keep pushing, eventually you will get to a place where you do trust your body. And that is a very nice place to get to, because you're no longer living in fear every day of your body possibly maybe changing, right? And we talk a lot about like set point range. That's not like an exact number. That's a range. And so your body fluctuates. I'm sure my body fluctuates through, the course of my cycle, through different seasons, holiday seasons, summers. Like, I'm sure that any normal body who's micromanaging what they eat is going to fluctuate to some degree. And so I think it's important to understand through recovery, as you are obviously overcoming lots of fears and you're rewiring your brain, to understand that it's not like this magical number that you're going to get to and then you're going to stay there the rest of your life. It will fluctuate. And that's absolutely okay. And you still trust your body. That doesn't mean your body's failing you. It just means you have a human body that's always changing, right? And it's always doing its best to make you your healthiest self. So that's my message to you today. I hope you have a great day. Bye.